It's all about the home front, and with particular focus on resolving malice at home. Yesterday we said that the home is one of the most important and significant units of the society. As a matter of fact, we said that the home, the society, is a reflection of the home. Yes, in the home, arguments, disagreements, conflicts are normal. But as committed members of the home, we must ensure that we nip it in the bud. We must not allow it to stretch out, because when we allow it to stretch out, it has far-reaching negative consequences. So when one partner is feeling out of sorts, it's not giving you the right vibe, it's not giving you the pleasant behavior. Because you're committed, you say to yourself, I am waiting here. I may not understand what is going on, but when it is all over, when you come out of it, we'll continue loving and doing life together. Oh, isn't that beautiful?
Amazing, totally. And it was great to learn that commitment is above love.
Yes, it is.
That is, when you put your hand on the plow, you are working with somebody and you are committed.
Yeah.
And it's good oftentimes to be the bigger person. And you make it a habit. Okay? And
habit.
before you know it, your partner latches on, and it's a great game for everyone.
Yes.
It's time to bring our other brother in, the one that complements the mind, body, spirit, and soul. So our hands are not too busy to welcome Dip, and it's Namaste time. Dip, take it from here.
Raise your knee, walk towards your trunk. Namaste. Hello to everyone. I am Diptiranjan Mohanty, a trained yoga teacher from High Commission of India, Abuja. She is Tinasi. Now we perform Setubandha Asana. Setubandha means bridge. So the posture name is Setubandha Asana or bridge pose. Before that, we should know the contraindication. Those who are suffering from peptic ulcer, heart disease, hernia, sciatica, high blood pressure, vertigo, they should avoid this posture. In case of pregnancy, women should avoid this posture. Now, outstretch your both legs, both feet together. Bring your both hands behind your back, 30 centimeter distance from your buttock. Finger pointing towards your back. Both hands should be straight, slightly lean back. Now breathe in, raise your buttock up, raise your trunk up, bend your neck back. Touch your both feet on the floor. Breathe out slowly, buttock down, trunk down. Breathe in, raise your buttock up, trunk up, straight your body. Hang your neck back. Make a bridge shape through your body. Maintain this posture as much as you comfortable. Now we'll do the variation. Turn your palms, finger pointing towards your body. Now fold your both leg, both feet, separate your both feet up to shoulder width apart. Now breathe in, raise your trunk up, straight your body. Your trunk should be parallel to the floor. Hang your neck behind your back. Breathe out slowly down your buttock. This is one round. We should do this 5 times for general health. This asana strengthens the leg. It is beneficial to the nervous, digestive, respiratory, cardiovascular and glandular systems and helps to relieve various gynecological disorders. It generally strengthens the shoulders, thighs and wrists and also tones the lumbar region of the spine. Thanks for joining this yoga session. See you next time. Namaste. Raise your knee, walk towards your trunk.
Oh, Deep, once again, you've done it. Thank you so much for always bringing body, soul, and mind together. It is time for our first break. We'll be moving back to our lounge as the break is on.
We'll see you on the other side.
Yes, see you on the other side.
You're watching Weekend Deal, the Nigerian Television Authority, and we're talking about resolving crisis in the home. We've come to learn that it is possible, but more important is to even prevent it. Prevent malice, engage in relevant communication, and not to forget that it impacts the children. When two elephants fight, our children just may suffer. Today, phase 2 will call it. Enel Nobu, who is also our director, sets the tone for our conversation today with our background feature. Ene, share.
Love, which is the foundation of relationships, providing strength, laughter, and resilience throughout life's ups and downs. Most beautiful stories begin with a promise of a beautiful marriage. The home, which is a source of peace and companionship, can also become a battleground of malice, resentment, and emotional distance.
I am tired of working myself out while you sit at home squandering the money. It's been 4 years.
Before we start striving, what has happened? Sometimes there is breakdown of communication. Sometimes you don't value my reasoning, you don't value my thoughts, you don't value my opinion, you don't respect me. Before you know, if you do that to me as your partner, there will be breakdown in communication. Automatically, it's not that we told ourselves we are going to quarrel today. We are going to keep malice. I will not talk. No, it happens gradually. And when this start happening gradually, it start breaking down communication. It start breaking down relationship. It start making you resentful towards your better half. You can't just keep treating me as a trash and you expect me to blossom with you. You can't keep treating me like I am nobody and you expect me to smile all the way.
Either this woman here start behaving like the responsible wife I married, or she parts and leave my house.
Marriage disagreements are inevitable, but the manner in which couples handles this strife can significantly impact the health and longevity of their relationship.
In relationship, there are certain words that can be triggers, especially when you are talking to your partner. Instead of you to say, honey, there is this word you said to me some minutes ago. I don't like the feeling I get when you say it. Instead of you to say that, you now said, you are always saying things like this. You are like this. You are dull. You are stupid. When you use those words, you demean your other half. You demean your partner and you make your partner protective. You make your partner defensive. You would rather tell them that this was what you did and this was how I felt.
Marital issues can arise from various sources, including communication breakdown, financial stress, differing life goals. If these conflicts are left unaddressed, it can lead to significant emotional distress for both partners.
When one is ill, who do you go to? You go to see a medical doctor. There is something I know people do. They do premarital counseling before they get married. And premarital counseling does not mean that counseling should be over. There is something called marital counseling, because a lot of time you are not so equipped when you get into the marriage. Even after you pre-marriage, you get into the marriage and you see something that you didn't plan for. At the end of the day, you're like, how did I get here? How will I handle this? That is when some other people need post-marital counseling. Counseling is not something that is ending. As far as you're a progressive person, you are teachable, you are ready to adapt and adjust to the situation, because a lot of times we don't always see all the factors on the table before we take marital decision.
The question is, how can couples keep their marriage young and fresh?
You must be deliberate about marriage. You must be you cannot just say, I don't marry, finish. You see your wife's lingerie, your husband's underwear is not kept together. You don't deem it fit. Say if you no buy for yourself, make it rest now. Or you tell your wife, if you like me no buy, they wear that nonsense, they waka. It's so unfair. Make sure you marry somebody that is ready to adapt to situation, that is teachable. Those are the things that makes your marriage beautiful.
Addressing strife, malice in the home is not just about resolving conflict, but also
Let me
building
talk to you now.
stronger, resilient family relationships by creating more and supporting environment for everyone. Today's Weekend Deal journey is on how malice can be resolved in the home.
Thank you so much, Ene. That was a very beautiful and powerful one. Yes, we said at the beginning of the show that we must not allow conflicts, disagreements, malice in the home to stretch out. And one way that we can stop it and nip it in the bud is reconciliation and forgiveness. Forgiveness is key. Our first contribution will be from NTA Kano, and they'll be taking a look at forgiveness and reconciliation.
In our societies today, many marriage relationships are unstable. Increasingly, a lot of crises are being experienced in many married homes due to a number of reasons. Marriages are contracted not based on love, understanding, and compatibility, and a lot more.
To me, marriage has its own pillars or building blocks, such as love, care, endurance, truthfulness, trust, forgiveness, contentment, sympathy, respect, and for the wife, obedient to her husband. But nowadays it's not like that.
You are expected, when you come together, to live in peace, to live in happiness, to have joy, and also to have the gift of procreation, and also to live your lives until the end of time. But many people just take the issue of marriage casually. And once you don't attach that importance it deserves, then that is going to be a problem.
Our elders don't even know that themselves, but they respected each other. When they say you are going to marry that person, they even were even too shy to even go to their quarters or even just pass through their ways. But today, that modesty has gone.
Other marriages are not stable simply because the partners could not agree to a dialogue between themselves. However, each stand firm to his contradicting points. There are opinions as to who should be involved in a dialogue between married couple, with some strongly believe that third party should not be involved for the sake of privacy. Others believe that couples' biological parents may have tendency to take side and compound the problem.
This is my own view. They should solve their problems by themselves. And if they can't, then from there they will seek for counseling or parents' guidance. Don't involve your parents, because some parents will be selfish. They will look the other side, or they will back the other side.
There are some established marriage counseling centers privately, and I'm sure they came up to complement the efforts the malams, the clerics are doing through their sermons and through their preaching, to bring order for the couples to understand what marriage is all about. So it is important that once you are getting married, you have to have full understanding of what you are getting into.
There must be a wali, and a wali means a guardian. He even said that do not marry a woman that do not have someone that can tell her to stop, and she will stop ultimately. Uncles that are at least a little bigger than the father. Someone who can listen to his voice, someone who can listen to what he said is really a command.
Here in Kano, Hisba Commission, among their many other schedules, resolves family-related cases on a daily basis.
Sometimes a case that should be tackled in 10 minutes at home extend beyond that, because the couple married without getting to know each other's attitude. I tend to blame the parents the more, because they do not give them proper training.
It is of the belief that respect for each other, understanding, readiness to accept weaknesses of each other should be among other virtues to consider since at the courtship level. As they begin to build their marital life also, couples need to remain together in the interest of their offsprings.
You're watching Weekend Deal. It's always a pleasure to have you. And our program is interactive, as you know. Please let us hear how you feel. Let us hear what you've experienced so we can enrich our conversation. Our guests are here, and we're going to start to unveil them right now. Let's meet, greet, and welcome Engineer Bosede Adewale, an advocate for societal progress. She's here, and she will bring her expertise to our discuss today. Let's see her profile.
You're welcome to our segment. Yeah. Okay. Also bringing his wealth of knowledge and expertise and experience to our conversation is our next guest. He is Dr. Femi Lare, a life coach and a member of the clergy. Dr. Oke, you're welcome to Weekend Deal. Fantastic. And you will spend some time in Asia.
Yeah.
Wow, phenomenal. Okay, we have a family member here, and I said, let us start from those who've not been here before. Family member, you'll be third, but not the least, though. When he starts to engage us today, you will know that he's bringing an extraordinary word of experience to this conversation. Let's meet, greet, welcome Barrister Shuaib Agbarire Mustafa. His profile is next. Family member, We welcome you. You are at home. So kindly feel at home. It's time for us to join just now while enjoying the scenic, picturesque atmosphere. But beyond that, we get to learn where and when do we call in professional help when we're talking about resolving malice in the home. They did their research. Please share.
In the home front, malice can manifest in various forms such as verbal aggression, emotional manipulation, or even physical violence if left unaddressed. However, seeking professional help can provide a safe and supportive environment to resolve conflicts and promote healthy relationships.
For you to avoid malice is for you to avoid bitterness. That's just it. And for you to also avoid bitterness, you must learn to talk about every issue that is a matter. Don't allow it slip over. Once it disturbs you, call the attention of the couple, your spouse, and talk about it. It's not something that you should say, no, let me allow it. Most times it's what you allow. So whatsoever is a problem to you, that bothers you, the moment your spouse comes, call the attention of your spouse. I think, again, matter of approach matters. You should also study environment. Know how to talk to your spouse. Don't feel that, okay, because I'm the wife. You know, sometimes see finish used to enter. Because it's my husband, so I will talk to you the way I want to talk to you. No. If you know that somebody needs to be calm. So if you notice that he is on the side of, he's angry, so you should calm down and speak to him in a manner that he will hear you.
Couples can be in the same house for days, weeks, or months and would not speak to each other until one of them is humble enough to break the silence. And for this reason, it is important to seek professional help from experts on how to manage the situation.
Couples is one very integral factor that one have to be very, very careful with, because marriages differs and individual perceptions matters in marriages. Now, couples always need professional help, because in marriage, when love comes to an end, friendship continues. But there are few that understand this principle in life. Marriage is supposed to be a heaven on earth. When you perfectly understand yourself, there are conflicts that happen that can be resolvable, that is easily resolvable, most especially when there is mutual understanding between these two. But once it starts going out of the cycle and you start seeing red flags that cannot be condoned by both of you, one thing that is expected is to seek professional help.
Inasmuch as counseling is a good therapy, a lot of couples are still not comfortable discussing or sharing their marital issues with others, considering the stigma that comes with people knowing your family challenges.
They used to tell us, when you're getting married, they will say, don't involve third party in your marriage. You don't involve me. When you come to me for counseling, I'll say the person that you're getting married to, ensure that that person has somebody he listens to, both the wife and both the husband. Get somebody that you can entrust, somebody that can keep your secret. The truth is that you cannot do it all by yourself. You need somebody. If you sit down with your husband or your wife, you want to talk, you notice that you're saying this and the man is interpreting it like this. You notice that conflict is unresolved.
With the right support, individuals can overcome malice and pride in the home and cultivate a more loving and supportive environment.
In the issue of pride and boiling down to who should talk, you know, in Nigeria they say the woman should be the one to always apologize, but I don't really see it like that. If a man should have understanding, if both couples have understanding, it doesn't matter who will apologize. Anybody that knows that you are wrong, drop your pride and apologize.
Remember, the goal is to facilitate open and honest dialogue, encouraging both partners to share their perspectives and work together for a more loving and supportive relationship. The forgiving spirit of children is our true nature as adults. Remember this when you feel stubborn.
Jones, thank you so much for that. We'll begin our conversation proper because our guests are here and willing and itching to learn their expertise and experience to this conversation. And I'll begin with Barrister Shaibu Agbariri Mustafa. Sir, malice in the home. We know that when it comes to malice in the home, has so many negative effects on the family generally. When there's malice, they encourage communication. And a whole lot of people say there's a difference between listening to reply and listening to make peace. Can you talk about communication as it affects malice in the home?
Thank you. My colleagues in the home. Thank God that we are meeting again, and in this conversation we're talking about what is killing a lot of people silently. Many of them don't want to talk. They don't want to report to organizations that will come to bring peace to their home and give them succor. But with this type of conversation, they will get the opportunity of hearing it live and giving them that type of advice freely. You see, conflict resolution mechanism, one of the major players that we always recommend for people that are suffering from social or mental crisis is communication. And she has just said it right. When you don't communicate, when you don't talk with one another, when you don't open your heart to one another, you are leading to Armageddon. You're leading to a crisis level. And the thing will be boiling up to the point that you have to just crash. In family relationship, that is within couples as well, you realize that many of them don't get to know one another in the first 2, 3, 4, and 5 years of the marriage. And with that, they put a lot of things inside themselves, especially women. They suffer in silence. Some of them will be surprised to say, okay, is this the man that I wanted to marry? I'm seeing a different person entirely. Why? Because when they were doing the courtship, they don't go into the level of conversation. All they do is love, love, love. And love is different to conversation that is proper at home. The singing of the love will have been danced, and all those tones there will have ended by the time they come to the house. It's not every time you make love. You talk about social things. My wife, my family, my father in this place, we need to go and see him. Friendship is important. So communication is the key in that aspect. Now, to talk about communication without reply and communication with reply. Yes, some will have the capacity of communication, especially men. We communicate. But women, many of them don't want to reply. I heard somebody saying something before we started the conversation that no, you can't change me. Yes, even I experience it in my home. I have a wife that always listens. She listens more than talking. Even people say, oh, my wife is a shy type. I'll say, yes, she is, but I know her very well. She has a way of communicating to me. Either she does it with signs. At times, she doesn't talk. If I go to the point, to the red line, what she does at times is probably she breaks down.
Wow.
I've come to realize that in the early stage of our marriage. So what I advise is that communication that you just mentioned, my sister here in the house, is the key to all these problems that are solution of the problems that we have. That is why I give you the religious perspective to it as well, apart from being an advocate, a human rights advocate. Religion even says it in the Islamic perspective. Quran says cancel them. Not only the men, women can as well cancel the man and say, is this the man you were? When you're calling me that I am this, I'm that. But now you're changing. Because you are bound to have crisis and conflict. You must have it. It's either this is how I place my pillow. I always place it.
Even the toothpaste.
Yes. So I have a way of putting my bed. The woman might say, no, I don't like that. I have a way of talking. She might say, you talk too loud. Something like that. So if I tell her, hey girl, Hey, baby.
Hey, baby. That baby, I like that baby. I like it.
So that
Yesterday, I'm coming to this conversation because a man has spoken. Dr. Okay, you will speak. Let me hear the woman's point of view. Patience asked him about communication. You know, by the time we're talking about resolving malice, when we say communication now, we mean tread with caution because there's yawa. So if there's an issue that is causing some disharmony, you're not better speaking and be laughing when you're talking. So it is that type of communication now that we speak of. And some women are silent. Imam said that barrister said that men speak. That is not what we have heard in most cases. In fact, we've heard of women speaking and the men not speaking sometimes. But tell us, and also, where is the place of the third party? Because some people say they've brought in the third party and they've been able to resolve issues. Some say, no, at no point should you bring in the third party. Having in mind that sometimes the third party is professional and wise counsel.
All right. For me, communication is a two-way thing. And listening to two things, the voice and the body language.
Oh, yeah.
So when you're saying communication, we are relating to how is she talking to me? Is she remorseful? Is the issue really serious? You know, sometimes I'm talking to you and my spouse is like, I'm angry. And I'm telling you I'm hungry. And he's like, oh really? But you're still smiling.
Oh.
So he will still be laughing. And it will hurt you the more because this is the person you are talking to. He's not taking you serious. It's not his fault. It's you. When you're serious, let him know you're serious. When you're hurt, let the expression shows you are hurt. Not that I'm angry and you're still smiling. Even if that smile comes, please erase it so that you can get the message properly. And when you're telling your spouse how hurting you are, you don't say you are always, I feel hurting because of what you just did or what you're saying this and this. Specify it so that he will not understand it. Next time, he will not repeat it. I don't believe in third party because our principle in the house is when you are angry, resolve it before you go to bed. We don't go to bed with malice. Because when you start going to bed with malice, the next day you wake up and you still continue like, oh, we just started. Let's continue it.
It's refreshed.
You understand? So, but to us, we say no to that. And when something is really hot, as in fresh, because I shout when I'm angry, so I walk away.
Why?
I walk away to get some fresh air, relax myself, and come back remorse and then settled, calm, so that I can relate with him.
Okay.
But number two, you don't report your spouse your own side. Your family.
They will take sides. They will always take sides, naturally.
I remember when we first married, I was just gisting my father. And the next time he saw my husband, he was reacting. All right. Okay, now I know. So there's nothing you do to your family in the presence of your family that is wrong. Your spouse is always wrong in their presence. So if you need to report, invite third party, if it is a must, when you cannot resolve it within yourself, then invite somebody your spouse respects. It could be his pastor, his imam, his elder sister, even his mother or his father. Those are the people he cannot say no to. So you need to understand him and identify those special people in his life. So that is for me when you need to invite situation you need to invite third party.
Okay.
And the situation is beyond the two of you.
Oh yeah. Okay, so thank you so much. Dr. K, this issue of third party is very important because I had an experience where a young girl, by the time she was speaking out, a whole lot had gone wrong. And I told her, I said, babe,
if only you had said this. She said they told us from the, at least a marriage of a year or two. And I remember her telling me in my sitting room, they told us never ever to tell anybody, that the moment you tell, it's only God will tell. And she and her husband have tried over time to manage the situation. And the husband told her at a point that I told you to go to anti-patients and you refused. And by the time they came out, a whole lot went wrong. Things that wouldn't have gone wrong. So the issue of third party, I want you to talk about it more. Being a life coach and being a member of the clergy.
All right, thank you so very much. I will say, well, generally when we talk about malice, malice is in the English word is more like an intention to do harm.
To do harm.
But in our today realities, we take it as
not speaking to each other. To each
I
other.
don't know which context to take it from. Maybe let me just work with the general perspective.
Not speaking
to one another. The truth is that when you see people come into marriage, I ask them who taught them how to be a husband, because I wonder how you are a good husband when you are not taught to be one. Because if you just feel my daddy, my mommy, you grew up under them, your father and your mother were not taught how to be a husband or wife. So one of the things for me is that I needed to be taught how to think. So I needed to read books to teach me how to think, because I thought thinking is just something you do. So I later discovered that it's not something. The same thing with communication. So when you are talking about third party, these things are essential when people are not educated about marriage in the first instance. So people feel like when they are of age, I'm 30, this girl is 27, then we can go to marry. Age does not mean maturity at all. There are two different things. And this guy who is going to get married to this sister is not educated on how to be a good husband. What it means to be husband, from the word husbandry, a cultivator. So somebody who he himself he has not even cultivated himself. Now to cultivate another person. So he does not know what it means to be a man. All he has learned about marriage is what his father, his grandfather, his neighbors, his uncle has done. So he has no knowledge. So if you rule out the place of third party in that context, you'll be wrong. Because somebody needs to mentor you.
him.
Somebody needs to groom you. If you talk about communication, not even talking to you, it's communication. I'm telling you, I'm not happy.
Yes.
It's communication.
Non-verbal. It's a non-verbal communication.
I now need to learn how, I need to be taught how to communicate. Because there are times that you even have issues in marriage. The wife, when we first got married, my wife, I like surprises. So I can buy a 10 naira biscuit, I wrap with big paper, then I present to her. Then she wrap, and also it's a 10 naira biscuit. And she says, and you package it as if, things like that. For me, that is love. There are times we give her money. That is how to communicate love for me.
Yeah.
But at a time, she's told me that I don't love her. I say, I don't get.
Understanding your partner's love language.
That's important. That's another communication. So I must communicate our love language to make sure she understands that I love. So I took time. I said, no, you must be wrong, because if I buy this clothes, I buy this shoe, I buy this bag, I give you this money, how else do you want to know? She said, for her, love is when I work with her. So when she's cooking, I'm washing plates. She wash plates, I went to spread it. When she pack it, I'm ironing it. When she's doing this one, I'm bathing the child. That service is our love language.
Oh my goodness.
So I've done so much.
To key into that?
It was when I got to know that when I key into.
What you don't know, you don't communicate. Yes.
Communication.
What you don't know, you don't give.
So I didn't know that. But then, of course, in our own case, we don't have a third party. But I got to know. But if peradventure I have somebody who is good in this area, I would have said, okay, something is wrong. For you think you love her. For her, she is not receiving it. I'm communicating what she's not receiving. So I need to now look at, okay, how do I communicate what she can receive? So I need to now communicate love and communicate. Somebody said he bought the wife a brand new car, and the wife just said, thank you. He said, is that all you will say? Because for her, quality time is love. You've gone out in the morning, come back in the evening, and you bought me a brand new car. I don't need it. Once you are with me, let's take bike together.
That's not
I'm
my
fine.
priority.
It's not a priority. Wow. Of course, I may need a car. I appreciate a brand new car, but then I need you
beyond that.
Yeah.
Beyond that.
So another person, that may not be the issue. Another person will say, your colleague are going out. What are you sitting down here?
Okay.
We'll
come back to this. We want to take our next feature. What I would have loved to ask is there a time, maybe we'll go to Barrister when we return, is there a time where the love language of your spouse is challenging for you to adopt? But so far so good. We'll come back to that. We're taking our next feature and we're going to touch base in Lagos, where, still in line with our convo here, nurturing effective communication. In spite of sharing what is ideal for you, does your spouse agree? How is he or she able to key in successfully so the narrative in the home is changed? Lagos, you did the work. Please share.
Expressing yourself and responding appropriately is the way to go. We must communicate. Understand the love language. I mean, he buys you a new car and you're not so happy. Gen Z, I don't think any Gen Z wife.
Not
Any Gen Z wife would run at a new car. I mean, they'll tell you, we'd rather cry in the Benz than cry in the Keke Napep. Anyways, thank you so much for joining the conversation. So many messages are coming in, and this person writes from Edo State. He says, how do I stop my wife from flirting with men? Should I divorce her? It is killing. She has signs of being promiscuous, and our marriage is less than a year old. Somebody says, I like this topic. Do you know that third parties in marriage can cause malice? Why I say this is when a man has spoken with his wife, instead to resolve it, then he goes out to discuss with the third party. Please, I want to ask, must he or she discuss with third parties? If you've been listening to us, I mean, there are situations where a third party is important, but let me not talk. The experts are here and they're going to talk. Okay. What is more important in marriage that works? What is more important in marriage that works for avoidance of malice? Is it money, love, understanding, individual differences, time, or compatibility? This person asking. His name is Hadley Sunday from Plateau State. What is more important to avoid malice? Is it love? Is it money? Is it understanding individual differences? Is it compatibility? Which is more important?
To understand.
Understanding.
Understand each other.
Okay.
Understanding.
If you understand each other.
It's not about compatibility.
Okay.
But understanding. Understanding will lead to compatibility.
Ability, okay.
Yes. Just understand the strengths and the weakness of your partner.
Okay.
And that settles it.
All right. Yeah. Well, I may have a different view while I agree with understanding, but
Okay.
I believe that love is critical in this context because
Okay.
when we talk about love, you can talk about love in 4 different stages.
Okay.
You can talk about the eros love. That is the love that is sensual.
Yes.
The body structure, emotional, romantic love. It can last for a period of time. Then you can talk about the storge love. That is this general love. Oh, I like this brother. You see somebody had an accident, everybody just came to, you don't even know the person. That's storge.
That's storge, yeah.
Then you have filial love, the family love. This is my cousin, this is my brother. Then there's the agape love. That is the love. Yeah, that love has no condition. You love somebody irrespective. The person is not doing anything because as a reason. When you have that agape love, you will seek the understanding of that person. Because it took me time from love to understand that a woman is designed differently from a man. So when you tell a man that this your clothes, what happened is looking somehow. You say, okay, tomorrow I will change it. If you tell a woman like that, you spoil the day.
Yeah.
Because a woman who is
the month, spell the month.
So the woman who is a womb man, that womb is not just for the baby alone, also for what?
Please just say it again. A woman is
A womb man.
Okay.
It's not meant only
Just
for
for
conception.
Whoa.
So that when you speak to a woman, you be careful as a man. Because you can say so many things and say, this way you just behave stupidly, and you said so many things. And she picks stupid and put it in her womb. Then you eat together in the morning, she eats in the kitchen, and she does not do. And you wonder, what's the matter? Then in 3 days time, he said, the thing you said 3 days ago, he said, what did I said so many things. And he said, you call me stupid. I said, me, call you stupid? I said, no. He said, when you were talking now, you said I did something stupid. She picked stupid from several things.
Everything you said.
Yeah, that is a womb man. So she puts that in the womb. So when you understand the design of a woman, you talk to her carefully. You don't talk from your anger and say anything that comes to your mouth, because she can nurture that word for a week.
Yes.
So even in trying to correct her, in trying to teach her,
you can see that you're now driving home. And that is what we said in the beginning.
Yeah.
You might love without understanding.
A true love
Your
will
partner-
seek to understand.
I know what I'm saying is this, but understanding is the key.
It's critical.
That would be the what you have been saying all through. The germane thing is that you have to understand.
Of course.
Like a woman, like you said. You said a woman that is having some things inside her womb and keeping it inside it for you till 3 days. You never knew until, as she said, you said something the other day. When you understand that type of a woman, you know how to manage her. I told you the other time, my wife at times, if I do something, all that I see in her is she just begin to drop tears. I say, what? That is the only language. I came to now understand that as something I might have done at a particular time is what is now bringing that type of tears in her. I understood that. I tried to now know how to not to cross what I called the other time that
line.
That borderline. When I get to that place, to that line, she begins to drop. I say, oh, you know, I said something that the pastor said something the other time I love. He said that no, not at all times that the women and the men do the talk. That some women also do the talk. I think Pastor, yes, you said it. Yes, in marriage, it's not about the talking. Men are created to be the one to talk in the family. They want to say, yes, I am the one that is responsible in the marriage. But outside marriage, women talk like you talk here. But in the home, you know you are under the cover of somebody who wants to lord over you. That I'm the man.
You know, a woman naturally loves a woman loves to fellowship.
Yes.
But you know, I asked you something earlier. I said, you know, Dr. Oke says the wife told him her love language.
Yes.
Greater thing he adapted.
Yes.
Which involves service.
Yes.
But we know that based on our culture,
yes,
some men may not adapt as easily to that love language.
Yes.
And it's not because they don't love and respect their women.
Yes.
It's that
cultural.
It's challenging for them to adapt to that.
Yes.
Tell us about that, engineer. You know, what ought the woman to do? Because she knows her man loves her.
Yes.
But keying into those things she's saying
Like
will not be
for
so
instance,
easy.
For instance, I don't say it. I won't say it, but I show it. Ade, could you just help me with this? Gradually. You know, it's not, if you want a man to respect you, you must respect him first. And if you want your husband to go all the way for you, you must submit. Submission is not the meaning down
we talked
thing.
about it yesterday.
You understand? It's about respect, honoring him. Some people give, like my own husband is, I have 3 names. It depends on emotion actually. Ademi, Temi, Ifemi. You understand? So it all depends on, when he hears Ademi, he knows what it means. That is
my crown.
Crown. As in, I don't want to disrespect you, my crown. That is, there's something
You
have
put
done
that
wrong.
before your conversation.
Yes, my crown. There's something you have just done. So the emotion, the expression is there. The Femi is when everything is okay. And then when there's need, it's Temi. So we all, you know, there's language, there's there for every situation.
I love that.
You understand? So when I need him to help me with things, Temi, I need some help. So he will understand that, okay, this king actually needs help. And he also studies. A lot of men do not study their wives. They don't. They look away. The wife is dying. And the man is not sensing it. Do you know, when I had spinal injury, my husband was the one that told me I'm in pain. He looked at me and told me, "What say you're in pain?" Really? It's obvious in your face. That's how much he has studied me. But a lot of us, your wife is crying inside. She's crying for help.
So we don't need to see the tears.
No,
don't see
don't
the
see
tears.
tears.
It is all over her. So men need to understand their wife, study their wife like a book. And the same applies to
The woman to the man.
But it comes to a point where, is he interested in doing that? That's where this conversation is taking us to.
Yes.
You know, are all the men who are in union interested in studying her?
If they actually want peace in their home,
they should.
They should. If they don't want a toxic environment whereby you come in the night, you're tired and you have a nagging wife, you must.
Let's let the men add their voice to this, because time is against us.
You see, we're
Let's
saying.
hear Dr. Oke, then
Yes.
wrap up. Dr. Oke, can we hear from you?
Yeah, well, when you speak about understanding, in fact, the Bible says wisdom is the principal thing. With all your getting, get understanding. Yeah. So understanding is critical if you enjoy your home, because you may be a perfect match and still struggle. If you don't understand, generally you should just understand. A man is a logical thinker. So when he is speaking, he's speaking from logic. A woman is more of emotional. When a woman is speaking, she's speaking her emotions. So when somebody is speaking emotion and you are responding logically, they don't match. So you need to understand that okay, this person that is talking to me is speaking her emotions. There are times that my wife will say, oh, I have headache. And I discover that the headache she has, it's not paracetamol. She just wants me to be there. How are you? How's everything? Hope you've rested. When I just pet her, and
I like that.
Are you taking drugs? She said, no, it's not necessary.
Oh!
Then she's off the headache. So at times, when you deal with a woman, you know that this is an emotional person. So when a woman is venting and ranting, she's speaking from emotions. When a man is talking, he's speaking from logic. So you need to understand, that understanding is critical, just like you said, studying. Just understand, okay, a man is like this, a woman is like this. So in understanding that, so when your wife is talking, you just understand, okay, it is not that my wife is too this is, a woman is just designed like that. Yeah. Yes.
Okay, please, we're getting messages and they're coming in their hundreds. One says that the third party cost me a lot of third party cost me a lot because my husband doesn't like me to discuss anything to his own family. So each time I do that, he beats me. And after everything, I run away from the house and that ends. And then one say, is it good for a wife to always compare her husband? Because that's what I keep receiving from my wife. I'm even tired of the marriage. Solomon from Abuja. So many issues.
Let's our time is up.
Yes, violence against women, that is a crime. But don't let me go there. Men should try to nurture these people, their partner, I mean. They should learn how to nurture them.
Hands behind
Yes. So a man that is doing that is not good for him. And I also agree and subscribe to the notion that you shouldn't engage third party. It's not good. When you expose your own problem to the third party, maybe he's also suffering from it. A third party also has his own family. He has his own problem as well. He might put it into it. Though we have guidance and counselors, and counseling environments, even lawyers will do that. But often at times, we see that nowadays, that those things don't work very well, effectively. Even in mosque, we do it, and in churches. So you are the problems, you created the problems yourself, and you solve it yourselves within your homes. It's better. Somebody
can help you
yes. No,
Barrister, what if they don't even know how to solve the problem?
Yes,
they are not taught how to function.
Yes.
The man does not know. Just like somebody who is now having children, I ask them, who taught you how to parent?
Yes.
They just feel like, do they need to be taught? Yes.
No, you said something that is key in the beginning. You learn how to be a husband before you marry.
To be a wife, yes.
Some people don't learn how to do that before they marry. You should learn that, cultivate the habit before you marry. It's better that, okay, it's okay.
So, conclude, give us one sentence. Anybody will have that opportunity.
Yes, malice in homes should be resolved in the homes. Do it yourselves.
Okay, I will learn to forgive your spouse. Treat your spouse as yourself. Because number one, if you make a mistake, will you beat yourself? No. So I treat my husband as me. So if he makes any mistake, I'll think about it. I can't beat myself. I can't kill myself over it. So I forgive him so that we can move on. Okay. So forgiveness is key.
Dr.
What I would say to couples is that when you go into marriage, don't go there for your needs to be met. Go to meet a need. So as a man, don't say, well, I'm expecting my wife to do it. Just focus on meeting the need of your wife. Then let the wife focus on meeting the need of the husband. That way you won't see problems that will bring marriage.
Philosophical.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Powerful last words there you put in there. Oh, it is time for...
We are done.
Okay.
We are done. Yes,
okay, actually. Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh,
yes.
goodness. Thank you so much. It's been amazing speaking with you. I always leave this lounge. Yes, going away with so much.
Yes. Great. Engineer Bossade, fantastic.
Thank you.
Forgive and then find pet names.
Yes, for each other. Ademi. When I say Ademi, you know what you mean.
Yes.
Ladies and gentlemen.
I want to adopt it.
Right now, we'll see you on the other side. Don't go away.
Thank you so very much.
Patience has a few messages for us. Patience, can we go over?
Thank you, Thelma. We have a plethora of messages. Let me take this one. Good morning, all. I love this topic. My husband is very good at keeping malice. This is a man that when he was financially buoyant, he cannot give. But now that the tables have turned, I clothe, feed, and gave him a car. But all this does not make him happy. He always shouts at me, no respect. I always walk away when he's at it again. Thanks, Asabe from Abuja. Asabe, keep doing the good work. Whoa, this one is.
Also urge the husband to.
Talk to the husband,
Irrespective
yes.
of what is on your mind, consider where Asabe is coming from to provide a vehicle for you and some resources. And if she can do that, I'm sure she's also providing food in the home. If there's anything she has done that has upset you, I'm leaning on the experts' analysis from yesterday and today. Why don't you share with her? And like Engineer Bosede said, imagine yourself. You don't want to hurt yourself. Imagine Asabe in your own shoes. You don't want to hurt yourself. Don't hurt Asabe. Exactly. Your behavior is hurting her. And don't limit her. She wants to do even more for you. Please tell her what ails you, what you're upset about, and then communicate effectively. We wish you guys well.
Mr. Husband, you'll be missing a whole lot if you don't have Asabe inside your palm. And the way to do it is to love her.
Yes.
Understand her love language.
Yes.
Find a move button.
One more message, patience.
Okay, this one is long. Okay, Chukwemeka in Abuja. I'm enjoying the program, Resolving Malice in the Home. Before I got married, my mother told me never to call her for any issues. I should always resolve my challenges in my home without calling anyone. After my marriage, my mother called my husband. After my marriage, my mother called my husband and told her, my wife, and told her the same thing. Make sure you don't call me to come and resolve any issue in your home, that she will not come. Now, I and my spouse have to advise ourselves. No third party is allowed in our home to come to our marital affairs. And as one of the speakers has said, we don't go to bed with malice. Beautiful. Once I'm not happy, my husband is aware. And once my husband is not happy, I am aware. And once my husband hurts me, he always says, sorry for what happened. Same thing with me. I always say, I'm sorry once I offend my husband. So we hug. So I hug. Everyone stops inviting third party into a marriage. Thank you. May God bless everyone. Oh, I love your home already. Come to almost the end of a show this morning, and I will end. There are so many messages. Let me take this one. Marriage is a divine responsibility. Should I take that?
I'm like, there's no time.
There's no time.
Sign off now.
I can't take this message.
No. Just thank the person. If
we love you for sending your messages.
Yeah.
We love you. Thank you for making our show richer.
Yeah. Life is a learning curve. Remember that. It's not done until it's done. Keep learning, keep improving, keep communicating effectively. God bless Nigeria.
God bless Nigeria. We love love. Keep that love burning.